How to get Schengen Visa. How to apply Schengen Visa 2024. Hello everyone, this is a list of 27 countries that allow you to visit them. If you have Schengen Visa, in this video I will talk about how to apply for Schengen Visa. I'll talk about the full process. I'll talk about the documents required for Schengen Visa, and we will show you how you can apply for Schengen Visa through French Embassy. But before I start talking about visa application, it is important for me to clear one thing. You can apply for Schengen Visa from any of these countries, so during your visit, wherever you will be staying for the longest period of time, you should apply for Schengen Visa from that country. I will give you few examples. Let us say that you are visiting France. Only if that is the case, you will be applying Schengen Visa from France. But if you are visiting multiple countries, France for 4 days, Belgium for 3 days, Netherlands for 2 days, if that is the case, then you will be applying for Schengen Visa from the country where you have stayed the longest. In this situation, France, if you are visiting all the country for the equal number of days, France 2 days, Belgium 2 days, Netherlands 2 days, in this situation you will be applying from the country where you have arrived first. Open your Chrome browser and type France Visa. Click on Online Application. So the application for France Visa consists of 2 parts. First part is that you come to this website. You fill the visa application, and once you are done with the application, second part is biometrics. We will talk about biometrics in detail once we complete the visa application. We will also talk about documents. Now you need to click on this Start Your Visa application. If you already have an account, over here you can enter your email address and password. If not, click on Create an Account. Okay, I have filled all my details and now I will click on Create an Account. You may have received an email for verification purpose. The email will look something like this. Click on Confirm Email. So once you confirm your email address, it will direct you to this page. If you get log out, you have your email address, you have the password that you created. You can use that email address and password to log back in. Now on this page, we'll click on Create a New Application. This is the step 1 of the visa application. It is asking you about your plans, which country you are from where you are applying for this application, about your passport details. I'm an Indian, so I have selected Indian. You should select your own country over here. Do you join or travel with a family member from a EU country? Know your state, from which country you are applying for this visa application. I'm applying from India, let us say, so I'm selecting India. If you applying from any other country, you should select that country from where you are applying for this application. City of submission of application, let us say I am applying from Kolkata. You should select the city from where you are applying. Next question is visa type requested. So we are applying for short stay visa. Short stay visa is anything less than 90 days. So this will be for short stay. Therefore, we have selected short stay less than 90 days. Main destination of a stay, France. So I have selected France. So this is my travel document. Issuing authority is India. My passport was issued by the government of India. Travel document is the ordinary passport. Now here you need to give your passport number when your passport was issued, expiry date of passport. So now this is asking you about your plans. Why are you visiting France? You could be visiting for many reasons. You could be visiting your family members. You could be visiting for tourism purpose. You could be visiting for business reasons. I'm visiting for tourism purpose, therefore I will be selecting tourism. So this is an important section, additional information about your project. So here you are going to explain about your trip. For example, if you're going to stay 4 nights in Paris, is explained that you're going to stay 4 nights in Paris. You can mention the date, for example, after Paris. Let us say you are going to Brussels. Then you need to explain that I will be staying, let us say, 3 nights in Brussels, where you will be staying till when you will be staying. So all these details you can mention it over here. For the simplicity purpose, let us say that I will be staying for 6 nights in Paris. So I will mention that detail. Okay, I mentioned something about what I will be doing. If you have something particular in mind about the places that you are going to visit, mention that as well. After that, click on Verify. So based on my passport details, it is telling me that I will need a visa. I will click on Next. Now yes, so this is a step 2 of the visa application. It is asking questions about you, your family members, and other details. First question is identity detail question. So my gender is male, so I will be selecting male. Next question is about marital status. I am single. Therefore, I will be selecting single. If you are married or if you are divorced, you should be selecting according to your own situation. Let us say for the purpose of this video, my name is Adam Smith. Smith is my surname. I'll type Smith over here. Adam, let us say, is my first name. I'll type Adam over here. So this question, last name at birth or previous name if different. So whichever name you were born with, you'll type that name over here. So if my surname when I was born was Smith, so I'll type Smith over here. Or if you have changed your surname, for example, some women change their name after marriage, so whatever was their previous name before marriage, they will type that name over here. Place of birth. Okay, I filled in all my details over here. So my place of birth, my country, my date of birth, my national identity number. Indians can give their R card number over here, and people from different nationalities should give their own identity number over here. Nationality at birth, you need to answer this question only if your nationality at birth was different from your current nationality. Other nationalities, I do not have any other nationalities. I only Indian citizen, so I will not mention anything on this question as well. Now, this part is about a personal information again, where they asking you about your address. Mention your address. Mention your email address. So I filled in my details over here, my address, my telephone, my email address. Next question is asking that if I live in a country different from my current nationality, for example, if you are Living in a different country, let us say. If you are living in Dubai, you are working in Dubai, so you will select yes to this question if you are Indian national, and then you will give your residence permit from Dubai and the date of issue and the date of expiry of your residence permit. But if you're applying from your own country where you are citizen, you should select no. Are you joining or traveling with a French national family member? No. Do you join or travel with a family member from a EU country? No. So this section is about your current job check. If your profession is in this list, if it is in this list, then select the profession. If it is not in this list, then select other. Also, if you are not working, then there is option for unemployed as well. Select unemployed. I will be selecting other because my profession, let us say, is not in this list. Let us say I am audit senior, so I will type audit senior. My sector, let us say, is in finance, so I will select financial activities and insurance. You should select your own sector in which industry you work, so let us say I work in this industry, so I will select financial activities. My employer name, let us say for the purpose of this video, is ABC. You need to give your employer a address, your employer telephone number, your employer email address, and then click on next. So I have given my employer address, telephone number, email address. Now I will click on next. So this section is about previous visa. So if you have received Schengen Visa before, then you will select yes. If you had your fingerprints taken previously, then again you will select yes to the second question. In my case, let us say that I have this is the first time applying for Schengen Visa and I have not had my fingerprints taken. I will select no to both the question and I will click next. So this is a step 4 of 6. This will ask you question about where you will be staying if you come to France. So first question is planned date of arrival. In Schengen area, let us say my planned date of arrival is June 15th, 2024. A random date I'm giving. I will be staying for 6 days. Therefore, my plane departure date is 21st June, 2024. Planned duration of a stay in number of days, so 6 days. Now let me explain in brief what is one entry and multiple entry. Let us say that you get a visa that is valid for 90 days, but if it has only one entry, then after that entry, if you leave France, for example, if you leave Schengen area, your visa will no longer be valid. Multiple entry means that during that 90 days period you can make multiple trips to France, multiple trip to Schengen area. So we are selecting one entry, which means that your visa will be valid for one entry only. Number of a stay plan in France for the coming year, it's only one entry that I am going to make to France, so I will be selecting one now. This question other state project, so basically it is asking that if you have a secondary reason to visit France. I do not have any secondary reason to visit with France. My only reason is for tourism purpose, so I will select tourism. On this question as well, I will select next. So now this is a step 5 of 6. After this step, we'll talk about documents. So in this question, they asking you that if you come to France, where you will be Staying, so first is option is a person. Will be accommodating me. If you know somebody in France, you can take this box, which means that you have someone in France and you going to stay with them. If you have a company that has made reservations for you in France, you can select the second option. Now this is the third option. This means that you will be making your own hotel reservation. Most of us will take this box. Now we will need to provide the hotel that where we will be staying, the address of that hotel, telephone and email address. Let us say I will be staying in this hotel in Paris. So this question is asking who will be funding your trip. Myself, I will be paying for my own trip, so take the box whichever applies. I will be carrying credit card with me. I will be carrying cash with me. I will be carrying debit card with me. I will mention debit card also if you have your hotel reservation done already. If you have prepaid it, take this box as well and click on next. Now let us start talking about documents. First, I will give you a brief overview of all the documents mentioned here, and then I will talk in detail about all these documents. So let us start with passport. You should obviously have your passport ready, and remember your passport should be valid for at least 3 months longer than the date on which you plan to leave that Schengen area. Second, a document that they have mentioned over here is purpose of travel. This simply means that you need to create your aid in your cover letter. Let me briefly touch now professional situation. So this is talking about, let us say if you're employed, then have a employment letter from your employer. Next document is funding. So funding from, let us say, two perspective. First is a person who is employed, and second is a person who has his own business. So if you are employed, then bank a statement for the past 3 months, income tax return, salary slips for the past 3 months. If you are owning a company, then registration of company, your bank statement. Next document is accommodation. So reservation of hotel is not mandatory, but it is advisable that you can get accommodation done. So see if you have accommodation, that is all well and good. If you do not have accommodation, and if you have got good fund with yourself, then you should be fine too. But again, if you can get a refundable accommodation, you should get it. Next document is travel health insurance. So get a travel medical insurance with a covering of no less than 30,000. Now let me talk about all these documents in detail. First document that I'm going to cover is appointment letter. First step, we fill the visa application on the government of France website. After that, we book an appointment on the VF's website. So when you book an appointment on the VF's website, you get an appointment letter. I will talk about VF's in detail about the appointment process. So for now, just understand that you need to carry this appointment letter as you know your passport, and then other documents. Let me talk about other documents in detail. So first document is proof of funding, your bank statement, your property related document, any investments, any other income sources. You have travel insurance with a covering of not less than 30,000 travel history. So if you have Got good travel history if you have. Previous passport if you have an entry or exit as stamps on your passport if you have a valid visa for say us UK, Canada or anywhere for that matter. You need to carry these documents with you. As well force document is purpose of visit travel itinerary so your flight details your hotel reservation any activity that you want to do in let us say France and if you have got registration for that write a cover letter. What is cover letter? So in the cover letter you mention that hey this is my name and hey I have already visited say 4 or 5 countries. Mention that I visited us in this period. I visited Thailand in this period. I like to travel. I would like to visit France. Let us say you want to visit Paris. You want to visit, let us say you want to visit Brussels. You want to visit Amsterdam. You mention all these details in the cover letter and at the end you also mention that I will be attaching all these documents, for example your banker statement, your visa stamps, a travel insurance. So mention all the documents that you will be attaching and write a good cover letter. Next set of document is documents for social status. If you are employed, if you are studying, if you're running a business, documents related to that and documents related to your family type, for example marriage certificate, document showing your properties and any other document that can show your social status. So what are the document you can upload if you are an employed person? So if you're an employed person, employment letter, no objection certificate, leave letter from your employer, pay slaves for the past 3 period and income tax return. I've already talked about this. If you're running a business, invoices, income tax return, revenue, sales statement, GST registration, article of incorporation. If you're a student, your student ID card. Next document that you also need is your national identity document. For Indians, our card. Now that I have talked in detail about documents, let us click on continue. So once you fill the application, second step is that you book an appointment. So for Indians, we book an appointment through VF's Global. For other nationalities it could be different, but for many countries I know it is VF's Global. Type VF's Global. For France Visa, so this is a link. So we already have applied for France Visa, so start now. This is already done, so you do not have to worry about this. Second step is book an appointment. So we'll click on book now. So it is asking if you have not yet filled the France Visa application form. Click on here, click here for France Visa. So if you click on this link, it will take you to the same page that we have already updated our visa application. Second is that if you have already filled the France Visa application form, view more, I accept, book an appointment now in India, click on this one. So if you do not have an account with VF's Global, click on I don't have an account. So I have created an account on VF's Global. I have received an email from them. I will click on this link, activate account. Now I will type the email address and password, sign in, start new booking. So there are 15 centers for VFs in India. Select the center where you want to book an appointment. I want to select Kolkata. This will get us selected by default. My reason is tourism, so I will select tourism. Tourist. So earliest available slot is December 20th, 2023. As you can see, the slot is available next day itself, so I can click on continue and I can book the appointment. Now let me explain in brief what VFS Global is. VFS Global is a third party that helps European government, for example France, UK and other European countries, in the visa application process. So you apply for visa on their website and then you go with documents to the VF Center. You go for biometrics. To the VF Center you submit your passport to the VF Center and then they forward your visa application with all your documents to the QLate of, let's say, if you're applying for UK QLate. If you are applying for France, French QLate. So basically they are acting as a third party in between you and the QLate that you applying to. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much.